Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Noah, the coach of your Anaheim Altarias, and today, I am bringing you a hype match. We have week 2 of the NPL Minors. I'm up a game 1-0 versus the man, the myth, the legend, SceptileMC, aka George, two-time GBA champ. So we definitely have, definitely someone who knows what he's doing here. It's pretty difficult to win the GBA. I know a lot of the shade is thrown at the GBA and stuff like that, but no lies. There are some very good players there, and it's difficult to win a league like that. So twice in a row. So it's gonna be difficult in this league as well because it's a showdown league. You can put a little bit more work into showdown leagues and have more stuff go your way. Be able to pull up calcs, do more calcs more accurately, things like that. So it's gonna be like even more difficult than usual to beat him, I think. So I will tell the matchup right now. I have the usual team: Megalodios, Azumarill, Lucario, Crocodile, Tangros, Darmanitan, Thunderous T, which is my Zmon, Sneasel, Golbat, and Metagross. And he has Manaphy, which is his Zmon, Hippowdon, Fortress, Megasceptile, Sylveon, Alakazam, Emboar, Galvantula, Cofagrigus, Tauros, and Braviary. So, what I look at when I see his draft is a pretty, I don't mean to come off as roasting his draft or whatever like that, although I could, but it's a pretty predictable draft. Like Manaphy, it's gonna have either Z Rain Dance or an offensive Z move. It's gonna have Tail Glow or Calm Mind, Rain Dance, Rest, that sort of thing going on. Pretty much always know there are two pretty good sets. There's Tail Glow and there's Rain Dance. You can run both if you're feeling spicy, but that's what you run. Hippowdon, it's gonna be defensive. It's gonna have Stab, Rocks, that sort of thing. Probably Toxic and Slack Off. Fortress, it's going to be a Spike Stacker. Going to have Rocks, probably going to have Rapid Spin, Volt Switch, something like that. Sceptile is going to be strong special attacker. I actually could see physical coming this matchup because, the mon I'd use to switch into this is obviously Metagross. Just because, Steel Walls it, and it's going to want to have that strong Earthquake to hit Metagross. Maybe go for a Swords Dance on the switch and kill me with that, because he could expect more of a especially defensive Metagross this time around, which I did in fact bring. Sylveon, it's either going to be a bulky Cleric, or Wish Passer, or Specs offensive mon. Alakazam is going to have Focus Sash or Life Orb, just a strong, fast special attacker. Emboar, probably Choice. I don't really see Emboar coming all too much because I do have the Megalodios, which walls it really well. The only set which is actually able to beat a Megalodios is Scarfed Head. If he's Scarfed and I switch in on a Head Smash, that's the only way he's able to beat Megalodios. So, as long as I'm able to preserve Megalodios toward the late game, I should be able to deal with Emboar decently well. He has a Galvantula, which is actually a pretty decent offensive threat to my team. Webs actually aren't very good against me at all. You got Megalodios, not affected by webs. Azumarill, its speed is lowered by webs, but it's not really outspeeding much to start with. Lucario is affected, Crocodile is affected, Tangros doesn't care, Darmanitan a little bit affected, Thunderous isn't affected, Sneasel a little bit affected, Golbat can just come in and defog them away. Metagross with the clear body is not affected either. So webs might not come, but definitely offensive Galvantula. If you just look at its stabs versus my team, I know I don't have my draft pulled up, but even the team that I brought that you can see, its stabs kind of tear through it. So along with HP Ice for the Thunderous variant. So that's going to be a threat. Cofagrigus, I don't see coming too much. I do have a lot of mons who can just deal with it pretty well. It is a decent wall for Azumarill, but in general it's just kind of passive versus my team. My team has a lot of very strong breakers, which it does not function well against. And also, if it's a more defensive set, Darmanitan can kind of just switch right in on it to get a kill with possibly a Banded Flare Blitz, which I could bring this week, but I actually did not. Just turning the fan on in my room. It's pretty hot down here in California, so. And then his last two mons, Tauros. You know, it's gonna be physical attacker. It was brought against me once in a mock, but it's been okay. Like, it's walled by Golbat. It doesn't really do that much to Tangrowth. It can deal a decent amount to Metagross, but like not enough to kill it with like Body Slam plus Earthquake, obviously. And Braviary, one person brought like a sub bulk up set, which I don't really see putting in too much work since I have a Mega Latios to outspeed, deal a ton with Psychic, a Thundurus to outspeed, deal a ton with Thunderbolt. You know, and just doesn't set up on very much. And I guess Scarf Braviary could put in a decent amount of work because I do have Intimidate user with Crocodile. So we'll see about that. And yeah, so the mons that I could potentially see him bringing, definitely Manaphy. Manaphy is a decent matchup versus me, especially a Wakanberry Manaphy. I'm gonna be wanting, like, if I'm bringing a more offensive Mega Latios, I'm gonna have Thunderbolt to hit it over Energy Ball because I want a move that can be neutral against Fortress, so I don't have to run HP Fire. So he's probably gonna be Wakan Manaphy for the Thundurus and the Latios. He, like, Telglow Wakan can definitely put in work versus my team. I saw it a lot in mocks. I think it's definitely a pretty big threat. Hippowdon definitely could come. It can switch into Scarfed Darm if it's fully physically defensive. Be able to threaten that out pretty well. Fortress, it could come. Like, it doesn't have the best matchup. It can definitely wall stuff like physical Lucario, Azumarill, Crocodile, Tangrowth if I'm not HP Fire, and Sneasel and Metagross, stuff like that. But it's also, you know, pretty passive versus my team. I do have a lot of breakers that can kind of take advantage of it. Like, he's not going to go on for EQ on like a random turn, so if I predict around that and get into Darmanitan, I can really put a hurt on a team. Basically, I'm going to be talking about Darmanitan a lot this matchup because it's one of my best win concerts. And if you look at his team, well, you can't see his teams. I don't have a graphic for it, but his one like mon that can take two hits from Scarf Darm is Manaphy. The rest just don't. Even Emboar doesn't take 2 hits from Scarf Darmanitan. That's definitely going to be my win condition this matchup. Really solid matchup for that, so I guess let's get into the team I brought. So first one, this is actually pretty much the same set I brought last week. Last week I had a much bulkier Thundurus. I had a lot of special defense to be able to take stuff from like Torn, but this week I am fully offensive. I want to be able to outspeed Manaphy, do a ton to it with the Gigavolt Havoc through the Wakanberry. Also, Gigavolt Havoc is very important for mons like Sylveon, for mons like Galvantula, which are able to, you know, resist Thunderbolt. Well, Sylveon doesn't resist Thunderbolt, but if I'm able to go for like a nasty plot as it wishes, and you know, then they're sort of a mind game with Protect, and then I can sort of play around that and Electrum-Z Gigavolt Havoc it before. But I don't really need much more coverage than Thunderbolt HP Ice versus this team. The only thing that isn't really hit by Thunderbolt HP Ice is the Galvantula, which is pretty much one-shotted by Z's Thunderbolt. Not one-shotted, but it like dies after rocks and stuff. Speaking of rocks, I did not bring rocks this week. Let's get into Metagross. We got an Assault Vest Metagross with max special defense. We got Zen Headbutt, Bullet Punch, Pursuit, and Meteor Mash. This thing is meant to counter the Alakazam. So even if he goes for a Life Orb Shadow Ball as I switch in my Metagross, he's not going to be able to 2-KO me, and as he switches out, Pursuit is going to be able to OHKO him. If he's Focus Sash, Pursuit will bring him all the way down to his Sash as he tries to switch out. And if he doesn't switch out, I get to Pursuit, and then with the 24 attack investment I have, I'm able to Bullet Punch him to death. Pursuit is also very useful for the Galvantula, getting it in guaranteed range of the Gigavolt Havoc from my Thundurus, if I'm able to get a Pursuit off on it. And then Zen Headbutt Bullet Punch hits the rest of his team decently hard. Obviously, I love Toxic and Rocks on this thing, but I need the Assault Vest to be able to switch into Alakazam and Galvantula much better. This thing also able to take like a +3 hit from Manaphy if needed, but I'd rather not. And then obviously this switches really well into Mega Sceptile, but as I said, he could possibly bring a physical Sceptile with Swords Dance to get around this sort of Metagross, because this Metagross is a pretty big threat to this team. Next mon, this mon's actually really important in this matchup, is the Golbat. The Golbat, it's pretty passive versus him. Like, it's set up fodder from Manaphy, you know, it invites in Galvantula and Alakazam, stuff like that. But versus the rest of the team, like Hippowdon just can't do anything to Golbat. Like, even Stone Edge isn't close to a 2 KO. Fortress, he might try to hazard stack me because, you know, if you're slower, you can sort of hazard stack someone. And then maybe try to Volt Switch out. But I got the Heat Wave. Heat Wave does a clean 90 to Fortress, and if my man George tries to switch in his Galvantula on my Golbat, and I go for a Heat Wave, that's going to do like a clean 50%, which leaves it in guaranteed range of my Metagross's Pursuit as it switches out. So that's going to be really nice when I'm able to get that off. And then Defog's really important because he does have Fortress to hazard stack me, and it can hazard stack versus the majority of my team, and Toxic to wear down stuff like Hippo. He does not have very good Toxic immunities on his team. He's got Fortress, he's got Alakazam, and that is pretty much it. I guess Manaphy under range, but Toxic is extremely good versus his team, able to wear down all of his walls really well in combination with Heat Wave. Next, I brought a Assault Vest Tangrowth. This thing is meant to take on Manaphy pretty decently. You can also deal with Mega Sceptile really well. This is my best Mega Sceptile answer. One person did bring like a sub SD X Scissor variant of Mega Sceptile versus me in Mox, which was, even like with a +2 X Scissor, was not able to take out this Tangrowth. It's a really fat mon. Can take hit from his special threats really well. I take only like 60% from Galvantula's like Life Orb Bug Buzz, which is pretty crazy. So just this thing can take hits from the majority of his team, dish back hits harder, which is really nice. As you can see, I do have Power Whip and Giga Drain. Power Whip is there if Manaphy is at a higher range of health and I need to take it out in one hit. I can go for the Power Whip, as you might expect a Giga Drain, but Power Whip can sort of surprise kill that. It's also for, let's see if I can remember what Power Whip is for. It's also for if I can remember it. It can put in work versus a more especially defensive Hippowdon, which has come versus me in Mox. It's able to take on Thundurus decently well with Stone Edge, and some people have brought Rindo Berry for the Grass Knot, which I did originally have on my Thundurus side. Agility, Rindo Berry, well, not Rindo Berry, Agility, Grass Knot, HP Ice, Thunderbolt set, but I realized that Grass Knot's only for the Hippo, and +2 HP Ice does more to it anyway. That's Tangrowth. Really nice set versus him this week. Obviously walled by stuff like Fortress and Sylveon. But I have Golbat to take that on. By the way, Golbat, it's so fat, man. Specs Psyshock from Sylveon isn't even a 2 KO on that thing, and it's able to outspeed and get off Roost. So such a nice mon to have, and it never misses Toxic. And if he tries to set up subs on it with like Braviary or something, I can just Toxic right through the sub. It's such a good wall. Anyway, we got Mega Latios here. We got a max HP, max speed Mega Latios, which with Calm Mind, Psyshock, Thunderbolt, Roost, this thing can easily 6-0 his team. If you look at his team, pretty much all the mons that outspeed me are going to be special attackers. The only thing is a possible physical Mega Sceptile, which I have mentioned before, but which I feel like he has to bring if he's not going to get swept by Calm Mind Mega Latios, but you know, +2 Thunderbolt, whatever, takes out Manaphy. You know, Hippo isn't doing that much to me, especially late game, it's already weakened. Fortress isn't doing much to me at all. I can take that out with a Thunderbolt pretty much if I have a couple boosts. Sylveon I can actually set up on if he's not a Specs variant. Like if I go for a Calm Mind on a switch out to Sylveon, I can Calm Mind again and he's only doing like 35 to me with Hyper Voice. And then I can go for Psyshocks from there. Be able to 2 KO him at +2. Alakazam obviously is hitting on the special side, and I'm not going to be taking much on the special side. Emboar cannot do much to Mega Latios, it's kind of walled. Galvantula, I outspeed it and can take it out with Psyshock really easily. Cofagrigus can't do much to me at all, really. Tauros I speed tie with, so that's going to be kind of an issue if he does choose to bring that. And then Braviary, he can just Thunderbolt and take it out. So this thing is a huge setup threat for him. Like, he could not deal with his mom once I start setting up. So definitely a win condition here. I'll have to play it smart. If I can get the opportunity to set up early, I will, because even if I set up early, it can 6-0 him, really. So I'll just have to find the right opportunity. And then my last mon, I mentioned it a couple times when I was reading through his team, is this Scarf Darmanitan. He only has one switch-in, and that switch-in is going to get worn down really easily, because if he switches in Manaphy every time to this, it's going to, you know, lose its effectively with that Wakan Berry if it does choose to bring that, and it's not going to be able to take a Giga Drain for 10 growth, stuff like that. So that is the team. I think it's very solid. I prepped really hard for this match because, obviously, you know, I want to win versus George. I also want to be 2-0 in my conference because I do get top of my conference if I win this game, except for, I believe Andrew won his week 2 game as well from a forfeit by Cloud. So definitely looking to win this game and, you know, sort of assert myself as one of the best players in my conference. So let's get right into the match. Let's do a little quick bit of live editing real quick here. There you go. So as you can see, hold on, let me switch sides real quick. As you can see, he chose to bring the Manaphy as expected, the Galvantula. I'm expecting more of an offensive set, as I said before. Sticky Webs really don't do much for my team, especially the team I brought. It's really only affecting the Darmanitan. The Hippowdon, able to switch into my Darmanitan. The Emboar I didn't really expect because Latios counters it pretty well. The Sceptile I thought could come. It's a decent revenge killer for stuff like Thundurus, and can play mind games with Thunderbolt and stuff like that. I thought it could come, but might not. And Sylveon I thought would come for sure because it's a decent check to Latios if I'm not the comp mindset, which I am. So I decide he's probably going to lead either Galvantula or Hippowdon, and or maybe Emboar trying to get a quick kill on it. So I decide I'm going to lead with my Latios. I'm able to deal with those offensive threats pretty well. So he actually leads with a Hippowdon, which is perfect for me. I expect him to go for his Roxas turn. So I'm just going to set up Calm Mind right off the bat here, as he does switch out right into the Sylveon. And being able to be at +2 versus the Sylveon is really nice because I can actually set up on the Sylveon once I'm +2 if he's not the spec set, and as you can see, he is not the spec set. I didn't expect him to be specs in prep because I have a decent amount of good switches to spec Sylveon like Metagross and AV Tang. So really nice. We're looking really solid here at +2/+2 with Latios. He's in a really hard spot. He needs to crit me with the Sylveon to be able to get out of this, because I'll tell you right now, with the team he brought, he will get swept by this Latios if he does not crit me right here. So I go for Psyshock. I do 72% to this because I don't need to be at more than +2/+2 to be able to deal with this team really well. So now I'm looking to Roost here. The reason I Roost here is I need to be out of range of Sceptile's Dragon Pulse when I kill this Sylveon. So I go for Roost, sort of expecting possibly a Wish, but he does get the crit here, and that really sucks for me because Emboar can now sort of wreak havoc on my team. I don't have a good switch-in left, and, you know, I might have 6-0'd him with this set. It would have been really nice if I was able to. Obviously, you know, Emboar can have some mind games with, you know, like if he's like a banded Sucker Punch set, but I can kind of just spam Roost against Emboar and there's nothing he can do about it. Like, his best move to hit me is Head Smash, but he's taking recoil from that. And if he's locked himself into Head Smash, I can just take him out with the Psyshock on the next turn. So unfortunately, Latios goes down early game, and we're on the back foot here right off the bat because we've lost one of our best threats to his team for sure. So I go into Darmanitan. I can sort of... He doesn't want to take that much damage on Manaphy early, I assume, so I can just go for Flare Blitz here and net a kill. He goes for Protect, but it doesn't really matter. as you can see, he just dies to Flare Blitz because, you know, he doesn't want to get you know, a ton of damage on Hippowdon or Manaphy this early in the game, because those are, you know, decently good win cons. He's not looking to lose to their Manatan in the end game. And as we saw, turn 1, his Hippowdon is not Sandstream, which is really nice for me because it means my mons like Tangrowth and Golbat aren't taking residual sand damage, which is actually a pretty annoying thing to deal with in Mox. Because it meant my Golbat had to roost more instead of being able to go for more Heat Waves and Toxics. So, our Manatan's able to revenge kill with the Flare Blitz. So he goes into Emboar here, and right now I'm thinking, shoot, I don't have a Flare Blitz switch in because like a banded Flare Blitz from Emboar puts myself in Flare Blitz range if I Flare Blitz it. Obviously Flare Blitz is like a 2 KO on this thing because Darmanitan's crazy, but I'm gonna die if I stay in. So I think to myself, okay, everything gets 2 KO'd. Golbat's probably outsped if he's like a Jolly set. So I think to myself, okay, his other the threats left on his team are Manaphy and Galvantula. Those are his ways of winning this game. So I think to myself, Golbat's really not useful at this point. Like, it deals with Sceptile decently well if he's on setup variant, and it deals with Hippowdon, but it's late enough in the game at this point, even though it's only turn 7. Two mons have already gone down, and Golbat seems like the least useful for being able to keep hazards off the field, because the later you defog in the game, the more useless it is. So I'm kind of sacking off Golbat here, as he goes for Flare Blitz, and that reveals adamant damage. So I'm actually able to outspeed this Emboar, which sort of scares him out because he pretty much dies to a Brave Bird. So I'm able to get up my free Roost as he switches out right into his Galvantula. So now I can just go Metagross. It's my dedicated switch into this. I'm a Spadef AV, and as you can see, I take 24 from this Thunder. So I'm thinking he might stay in to set up webs, because after seeing that damage, he'll know that he lives a Zen Headbutt or whatever sort of move I can go for. I don't know if Metagross gets any moves to hit. I think he gets Rock Slide only to hit Galvantula super effectively. Don't flame me in the comments for that, but I think that's its only move to hit Galvantula super effectively, and that's not going to do a lot since I don't have any attack investment. Well, I only have 24, but I'll go for Zen Headbutt as he switches into Hippowdon. This damage is actually pretty important anyway for Scarf Darmy being able to 2 KO this thing if it's Fizz Def, and he does reveal Fizz Def and Rocky Helmet. The Rocky Helmet kind of sucks here because I don't switch in as well to Galvantula anymore, and I don't take hits from Manaphy as well anymore. Neither do I from Sceptile, so this Metagross is more like sack fodder at this point. So I'm gonna switch out to my Golbat, being able to defog any rocks he goes for, anything, as he actually makes a nice double out into this Galvantula. And I want to preserve this Golbat for Hippowdon. There's no reason for me not to go Metagross again. I just go Metagross again as he goes Thunder, and here I'm gonna go for Pursuit because I want this Galvantula weakened for my Thundurus. He has no reason not to go back into Hippo after knowing I'm AV. There's nothing I can really do to a Hippo. Grass Knot even I take Rocky Helmet damage from that. So I just go for Pursuit as I do get him on the prediction. I do a nice clean 50% to it, and he brings in Hippo again. So I just go Golbat again. He's probably gonna go for Rocks, and I can just defog. Even though you can just switch in Galvantula yet again, the defog's really important, and I just sack off on Metagross here. I'm thinking, oh, I can get off a nice clean, 10% with Bullet Punch. But he actually reveals Sucker Punch, which is actually really useful information because he has 2 potential Sucker Punchers on his team at this point with Banded Emboar and Galvantula. And now I'm thinking, okay, if he Sucker Punch, his set is probably Thunder, Bug Buzz, Sucker Punch, HP Ice, because he wants a move to hit my Thundurus. So, thinking, oh, he probably doesn't even have Sticky Web, so I don't really even know what his item is right now. He can't be a Z move since this isn't his Z user. So, I go out into Thundurus. I know that I can live an HP Ice from this thing and set up an Agility. That is what I do go for. I do go for HP Ice to set up my Agility. Here's where I sort of have to make a ballsy play. he's probably going to expect some sort of, you know, neutral move like Sludge Wave or something to hit this thing. Maybe like HP Flying, or I don't know, some move to hit this Galvantula super effectively. He's gonna want to preserve this thing because it does a ton to my Golbat and my Tangrowth. So he's gonna want to preserve this thing. So I actually click Nasty Plot here as he switches right out into Hippowdon. So I get that prediction right, and I'm able to catch this thing with a +2 HP ice. He has no switch-ins left, and Daddy, the Hippowdon, is just gone. So he goes Emboar here, signaling Sucker Punch really well. If I knew he was going for Sucker Punch here, like here, I'd play as if I know he's going for Sucker Punch, because the play I make is switching out to Golbat, because Golbat sort of covers both grounds, because if he goes for Sucker Punch, you know, I'm in with a Golbat, and he can't really do anything to me. If he goes for Flare Blitz, I can outspeed him Brave Bird on the next turn. Even though I don't have Brave Bird, I do threaten it, and even so, I can just roost off the damage. And get more recoil on him. So what I should have done probably is go for Nasty Plot, because I know he's going to go for Sucker Punch. He loses the game on the spot if he doesn't go for Sucker Punch. So, in my opinion, he has to go for Sucker Punch. So, I should have gone for Nasty Plot, because Nasty Plot has more PP than Sucker Punch, but Sucker Punch only has 8 PP. So I can sort of stall him out of Sucker Punches, and he'll have to go hard Sceptile on one of those Sucker Punches to force me to go for HP Ice, and then Emboar would have to take a +6 HP Ice, which it does not appreciate. So I would have gotten some crucial damage on it. I would have put it in range of Flare Blitzing my Golbat one more time. So I definitely should have gone for Nasty Plot again here if I was expecting Sucker Punch. But instead I make the safest, you know, bad play of going into Golbat here, which loses me a lot of momentum. Even though he has to switch out here, I still lose momentum because I don't know what he's going to go out to. I'm thinking it's either Manaphy or Galvantula, because Sceptile wouldn't really make sense against Golbat. There's nothing Sceptile can really do to Golbat. So, expecting Manaphy or Galvantula to come out, I do go for the Toxic. I'm able to wear down either of those Mons pretty well with the Toxic. Galvantula, you know, I could sort of pivot around it, you know, get some more Toxic damage on it, put it, you know, just stack them on and get Scarf Darm and get a kill. So, luckily for me, he actually goes for Manaphy, which I was kind of scared of the Galvantula there, but I guess it was in range of, it might have been in range of Brave Bird, which is why he didn't go it. He goes Manaphy, that thing's Toxic, which is really nice for me, and I have to go Thundurus on the tail glow, because he's going to be expecting me to go Tangrowth here, because AV Tangrowth is able to take a +3 Ice Beam. It doesn't appreciate it, but it does take it. So, he has no reason not to Tail Glow there, because, you know, what is Golbat going to do while Manaphy's Tail Glowing? Nothing really it can do. So it's a free Tail Glow for him, so I just go hard Thundurus, because it's a play he won't expect, because if he just attacks there, you know, Thundurus is dead, and I don't really have a good Revenger left for this Manaphy. So I have to make the aggressive read, and I get it right, which is really nice. So here I just go for the Gigavolt Havoc. I still don't know his item. If he's Vakan, I do take him out with the Gigavolt Havoc here, so that's why I went for it. I can't really afford to go for a Thunderbolt here, because if he's Vakan, then he can kind of just win. Not win, but like Darmanitan will have to come in and take more recoil and stuff, and then Emboar can come in and be an annoyance. It would just be a lot harder for me. So I go for Gigavolt Havoc, and what actually ends up happening is he switches into his Galvantula, and I'm able to take it out, which is really nice. So that sort of signals to me his Manaphy isn't Wakanberry. So I don't expect him to go out into it again, as he does go right out into the Mega Sceptile. So I decided to save this Thundurus here because, you know, it's useful against his Manaphy and his Emboar. So, and obviously I'm in range of Dragon Pulse, so I switch out into Tangrowth, and he makes the double to Emboar. So now I'm in a hard spot because Flare Blitz nets him a kill here. Even if I go Golbat and Roost, I'm in range of 2 Flare Blitzes. So that is the play I have to make. Golbat's pretty useless at this point. It only walls Sceptile, while Tangrowth can wall both Manaphy and Sceptile. So No reason to keep it around over Tangrowth. Obviously, I don't have the Brave Bird. I have Heat Wave over it. So I just go for Roost, trying to get more damage on this Emboar as he does go and take me out with the Flare Blitz. So, you know, I only have one play. I have to go Darmanitan. His Manaphy, he doesn't want to take a Flare Blitz because after 2 rounds of toxic damage, after I go Tangrowth, maybe Sakamon, he's in range of another Flare Blitz, and then I just win on the spot with Darmanitan's Flare Blitz, being able to outspeed his Emboar and also take a Banded Sucker Punch from it. So I just go for Flare Blitz as he sacks off his Emboar. He took a while on this turn figuring out what mon he should sack, but I think he made the right play. Emboar was at a really low amount of health and could only net him 1 kill more at max, and the Sucker Punch mind games weren't really worth it, and Sucker Punch didn't really do a lot to the rest of my team anyway, so I go for Flare Blitz, take it out as he goes Manaphy again. I want to save this Darm. It's basically the only way Thundurus puts in. So the way I think of it is, if I go hard Thundurus here on a Tail Glow, I win the game on the spot because I can just go for Thunderbolt, and once Sceptile comes in, I can just go into Tangrowth again, and you know he's not a +3. And basically, I pretty much win with Thundurus because I'm pretty sure he's not Wakanda at this point. And then Tangrowth can kind of just take care of the rest of his team. If I go hard Thundurus and he attacks me, I can then just go straight. I can then just go straight Tangrowth and, you know, deal with the rest of his team like that. So regardless of what he goes for here, if I go Thundurus, I win the game with Tangrowth pretty much. So I'm gonna go Thundurus here, as he does take me out with a Surf, which is fine for me, because I can just go right into Tangrowth. Here I fire off Power Whip because this Manaphy is not in range of Giga Drain plus toxic damage. So I go for Power Whip as he switches right into Sceptile. Now this is really nice for me because this Power Whip will put the Sceptile right in range of HP Ice, because HP Ice only does like 75 to this thing. So Power Whip will be able to put it in range of that, but I miss. So that's really bad for me because if he is a Sub-Zero Slammer Manaphy, then if he gets off 2 Dragon Pulses on this Tangrowth, then I am not able to live a Sub-Zero Slammer. So I really need to crit here, or he not be Sub-Zero Slammer, and I do crit him. So sort of justice for not hitting the Power Whip there. So honestly, it's sort of a hackless game so far, besides the crit on the Megalodios, which is really, really, really huge because, you know, he revealed to be Special Sceptile, so I might have 6-0'd if I had played around the Emboar correctly. So depends if he had head smash or not. I don't know if he did. So I take out the Mega Sceptile with HP Ice. That's really nice for me. And last mon, he has the Manaphy. He doesn't have a move in his move pool that can kill me here, even the Z Ice Beam. So he just go for Giga Drain, trying to get health back as he goes for the Sub-Zero Slammer. It does not kill me. I go for Giga Drain, I get a ton of health back, and here I decide to save a little bit of depth differential. If he crits Ice Beam here, then he could take me out. So I just go hard Darm, and he does the Toxic this turn anyway. So I save differential, get the nice 2-0, and we are 2-0 in the NPL Minors, which is really nice. Feels really nice to be one of the 2 undefeated teams in my conference, and the other team, you know, he has a bit of a mean draft, and one of his wins is a forfeit win, so we're looking to be top of our conference right here, and it feels really nice being able to beat a 2-time GBA champ, you know, a person who's really respected in the, you know, draft league community, and be able to, you know, get that much closer to promotion. So I will see you guys in week 3. We play the Uzi Gunner week 3, who is our finals opponent for the NPL Minors tryout tournament. So that's gonna be a fun rematch, and I will see you guys then next week. All right, bye.